Imagine waking up one morning with a profound realization that every experience, every joy, every challenge in your life has been intricately woven together by one constant thread: your own choices. What if I told you that the power to rewrite your life, to become the person you've always dreamed of being, rests not in some distant, unreachable star, but within you? This world, vast and full of mysteries, may seem like it moves on its own accord, dictating our lives with circumstances beyond our control. But the truth, my friend, is far more powerful. The Creator has gifted each of us with the ability to shape our reality. The question is not whether you can change, but whether you are willing to take responsibility for the masterpiece that is your life. Consider for a moment the stories of those who have risen from the ashes of defeat. Those who have defeat and broken free from the chains of their past. Were they special, chosen, or did they tap into a divine principle that many overlook, the principle that your thoughts are the architects of your destiny? In the scriptures we are reminded, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. These words are not just a poetic reflection, they are a divine decree. Your mind is not merely a tool to navigate the world, it is the forge where your future is crafted. What you believe about yourself, what you imagine with conviction, and what you speak into existence shapes the path you walk. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, who am I becoming? Am I the person I was designed to be? Or have I allowed the noise of the world to drown out the whispers of my own soul? The Creator did not place you here to live in the shadow of others' expectations. You were born with a purpose, a spark of divinity that calls you to rise, to create, to transform. But transformation is not passive. It does not happen while you wait for life to align perfectly. It begins when you dare to take ownership of your thoughts, your actions, and your identity. Every single day you are making choices, some intentional, others automatic. And these choices, like seeds, will eventually bear fruit. The question is, are you planting what you want to harvest? What if, for the next 5 days, you chose to live with intention, to awaken every morning with the determination to embody the person you wish to become? What if you committed wholeheartedly to acting, thinking, and believing as if the life you desire is already yours? Picture this: waking up each day not as a victim of circumstances, but as a creator, aligning your thoughts with the vision of your best self. See yourself speaking words that affirm your strength, walking with the confidence of someone who knows they are destined for greatness, and making decisions that reflect the person you aspire to be. Faith plays a pivotal role in this transformation. Faith is not blind optimism. It is the unwavering belief in what is yet unseen. When you align your faith with purposeful action, you unlock a power within you that is unstoppable. But faith without action is like a bird with clipped wings. It may dream of flying, but it will never leave the ground. Now I know the road ahead may seem daunting. You may hear whispers of doubt, echoes of past failures, or the voices of those who have told you that you are not enough. But let me remind you, God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. And you, my friend, are called to rise above, to create, to transform, and to embody the fullness of who you were created to be. Think of a potter shaping clay. The clay does not question the potter's hands, it yields, trusting that the pressure and molding will create something beautiful. Likewise, the trials you face are not there to break you, but to mold you into a vessel of purpose. Will you resist the process, or will you embrace it, trusting that the Creator's plan for you is greater than anything you could imagine? What if the struggles you've endured were not punishments but preparations? What if every setback was setting you up for a comeback? The seeds of greatness are often planted in the soil of adversity, and your willingness to nurture those seeds through faith and action determines the harvest you will reap. For the next 5 days, I challenge you to step into the role of the creator of your destiny. Choose who you want to be, not based on where you are now, but on where you are destined to go. Let your actions reflect your faith. Let your thoughts align with your vision, And let your heart be steadfast in the belief that you are capable of extraordinary things. Pause for a moment and reflect. Have you been living reactively, letting life happen to you, or proactively shaping the life you desire? Have you been planting seeds of doubt and fear, or seeds of hope and faith? Because the truth is, you cannot escape the consequences of your own thoughts. They are the architects of your reality, building either walls that confine you or bridges that lead to freedom. Your choices today are the foundation of your tomorrow. So who will you choose to be? Will you remain bound by the limitations of your past? Or will you step boldly into the future, declaring, I am the creator of my destiny? This is not a hypothetical question, it is a divine invitation. The Creator has already given you the tools, the vision, the will, the faith. Now it's up to you to take the first step. For the next 5 days, live with intention. Speak life into your dreams, walk as though your success is inevitable, and act with the conviction that the life you desire is already yours. Because you can choose who you want to be in this world. The question is, will you? Visualize your ideal self. Every great achievement begins as a thought, a spark of imagination ignited deep within the mind. Visualization is not just wishful thinking, it is a sacred act of creation. The mind crafted by the Creator holds the power to shape reality, and what you focus on with intention becomes the blueprint for your life. To visualize your ideal self is to plant the seed of transformation in the soil of faith, allowing it to grow into something extraordinary. Close your eyes and imagine the person you long to become. Not just a fleeting image, but a vivid, detailed picture of yourself, strong, confident, purpose-driven. What do you see? How do you walk, speak, and carry yourself? What kind of energy do you radiate to the world? When you commit to this practice, you are doing more than dreaming. You are activating the creative force within you, aligning your mind with the life you were meant to live. Have you ever wondered why athletes, leaders, and successful individuals dedicate time to visualization? It is because they understand a profound truth: your mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you consistently visualize your ideal self, your brain begins to create neural pathways that support this new identity. It is as if you are rehearsing for greatness, preparing every part of your being to step into that reality. Now, let's take this deeper. Visualization is not just about seeing, it is about feeling. Picture your ideal self, but don't stop there. Feel the emotions that come with being that person. What does success feel like? What does inner peace feel like? Let these emotions flood your heart as if they are already yours. When you combine mental imagery with emotional intensity, you accelerate the process of becoming. Think of visualization as a form of prayer, a moment where you commune with the Creator, aligning your desires with divine will. It is a declaration that you are ready to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. When you visualize, you are not asking for permission to succeed, you are stepping into agreement with the destiny God has already written for you. To make this practice even more effective, create a specific time and space for it. Each morning, before the chaos of the day begins, take 5 to 10 minutes to sit in stillness. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and focus on your vision. Let it be clear and unwavering. Imagine yourself overcoming obstacles, achieving your goals, and living in alignment with your purpose. And as you visualize, give thanks for what is already unfolding. Gratitude is a powerful force that bridges the gap between your current reality and the life you desire. But visualization is not just a private act, it influences how you show up in the world. When you consistently picture your ideal self, you begin to carry yourself differently. Your posture changes, your voice carries more conviction, and your actions become aligned with your vision. People around you will notice the shift, even if they cannot explain it. They will see someone who walks with purpose, someone who believes in their worth, and someone who is destined for greatness. Now, let's address a common obstacle: doubt. Doubt is the thief of dreams, the voice that whispers, "This is too big for you," or "Who do you think you are to want more?" But let me remind you of this: doubt only has power when you give it your attention. When you focus on your vision with unwavering faith, doubt loses its grip. The Creator did not place this dream in your heart only to let it be stolen by fear. Your vision is a divine gift, and it is your responsibility to protect and nurture it. Remember, visualization is not a one-time event. It is a daily discipline. Just as a gardener tends to their plants, you must tend to your vision. There will be days when the distractions of life try to pull you away, when the storms of doubt threaten to uproot your faith. But on those days, return to the image of your ideal self. Remind yourself why you started. Reaffirm your belief that what you see in your mind can and will become your reality. Through visualization, you are training your mind to recognize opportunities, attract the right people, and make decisions that align with your goals. It is as if you are tuning into a higher frequency, where clarity replaces confusion and purpose replaces passivity. And as you persist, you will begin to notice small shifts in your life, doors opening where there were once walls, resources appearing where there was once lack, and a growing confidence that you are on the right path. This is the power of seeing yourself not as you are, but as you are becoming. It is a reminder that your circumstances do not define you, your vision does. So take this step not just in faith, but in certainty. You are not just imagining a better life, you are stepping into the reality that has been waiting for you all along. Visualize your ideal self every day, and watch as the world around you begins to shift to match the image you hold within. Because when you see it clearly, you can live it fully. Speak affirmations aloud. Words are powerful. They have the ability to build or destroy, to encourage or discourage, to inspire or defeat. Throughout history, every great movement, every extraordinary transformation has been initiated by the spoken word. From the Creator declaring, "Let there be light," to the motivational leaders of today rallying others to greatness, words hold the key to unlocking a new reality. And here's the truth: the words you speak about yourself shape the person you become. Affirmations are not just empty statements. They are declarations of your identity, your faith, and your destiny. When you speak affirmations aloud, you are doing more than just repeating phrases. You are reprogramming your mind to believe in the possibilities of your life. Each word becomes a seed planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious, growing into thoughts, actions, and ultimately a transformed reality. Consider this: have you ever caught yourself speaking words of doubt or negativity? "I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. This is just too hard for me." These phrases, often spoken without much thought, act as chains that hold you back from reaching your potential. But just as words can bind, they can also liberate. By replacing negative self-talk with affirmations, you break free from the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Control is something we all crave. It makes us feel safe, secure, and powerful. We plan, strategize, and try to manipulate circumstances to fit our desires. But life rarely operates on our timelines or conforms to our expectations. When things don't go as planned, frustration and doubt creep in. We question whether we're on the right path, whether our efforts are in vain, and whether the dreams we hold so dearly will ever come to pass. Here's the truth: trying to control every aspect of your life is like trying to command the wind. The more you grasp at it, the more it slips through your fingers. The Creator, in His infinite wisdom, has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. But to experience that plan, you must trust Him, release your grip, and allow His guidance to lead you. Trusting the process does not mean becoming passive. It doesn't mean sitting idly by waiting for life to happen to you. On the contrary, it's about doing your part, taking intentional action, making thoughtful choices, and putting in the work while surrendering the outcome to something greater than yourself. It's about finding peace in the uncertainty and knowing that every step, even the missteps, is part of a larger picture. Think of a farmer planting seeds. The farmer tills the soil, sows the seeds, waters the ground, and ensures the conditions are right for growth. But once the seeds are in the earth, the farmer must step back and trust that nature will do its work. The sun will shine, the rain will fall, and the miracle of growth will unfold in its own time. The farmer cannot force the seeds to sprout or the fruit to ripen faster. The same principle applies to your life. The process of becoming who you're meant to be often involves seasons of waiting, struggle, and even failure. These moments are not signs of failure but of preparation. The delay is not denial. Just as gold is refined in fire and diamonds are formed under pressure, your challenges are shaping you into the person who can carry the weight of your dreams. Trust that the struggles you face today are equipping you for the victories of tomorrow. Letting go of control also means letting go of the need to understand everything. There will be times when the path ahead seems unclear, when you can't see how the pieces fit together, and when doubt whispers that you should give up. But faith is not about seeing, it's about believing. It's about walking forward even when the way is obscured, trusting that the Creator's plan is perfect, even if it's not yet visible to you. One way to practice trusting the process is to focus on the present moment. Often our anxiety comes from trying to control the future or dwelling on the past. But the only time you have any real influence over is now. What can you do today in this moment to move closer to your vision? By focusing on the present, you release the weight of what-ifs and allow yourself to fully engage with the journey. Another powerful practice is gratitude. When you trust the process, you begin to see every moment, every experience, whether good or bad, as a gift. The setbacks teach you resilience. The waiting teaches you patience. The small victories remind you that progress is happening, even if it's not immediately visible. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, reinforcing your trust that everything is unfolding for your highest good. Trusting the process also means releasing comparison. Your journey is unique, and it will not look like anyone else's. It's easy to look at others and wonder why their dreams seem to be coming true faster than yours. But comparison is a thief of joy and a distraction from your path. Trust that your timing is perfect for you, and resist the urge to measure your progress against someone else's. Letting go of control is an act of faith, but it is also an act of humility. It's an acknowledgement that you are not the ultimate authority over your life, that there is a greater power at work. This surrender is not a sign of weakness but of strength. It is a declaration that you trust the Creator's plan more than your own, that you believe in His timing more than your own impatience, and that you have faith in His wisdom more than your own understanding. As you learn to trust the process, you'll begin to notice a profound sense of peace taking root in your heart. The fear of failure will lose its grip, the need for constant control will fade, and in its place you'll find a quiet confidence that everything is working together for your good. You'll stop striving and start thriving, moving through life with a sense of ease and assurance that cannot be shaken. Trusting the process doesn't mean the journey will always be smooth. There will still be challenges, detours, and moments of doubt. But each time you choose faith over fear, surrender over control, and patience over frustration, you take another step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Remember, the Creator sees the entire picture, while you only see a fragment. Trust that He is guiding you even when the way is unclear. Trust that every delay, every challenge, and every triumph is part of the divine design for your life. Trust the process, and let go of the need to control what was never yours to control in the first place. As you surrender, you'll discover the freedom that comes from releasing the weight of control. You'll find joy in the journey, peace in the waiting, and strength in the struggle. Trust the process and know that the Creator's plan for your life is greater than anything you could ever imagine. Reflect and reset daily. Reflection is a powerful tool for growth, yet it is often overlooked in the hustle and busyness of life. To reflect daily is to pause, look inward, and evaluate how your thoughts, actions, and choices align with the person you want to become. Reflection creates self-awareness, and self-awareness is the foundation of transformation. By making time to reflect and reset each day, you take control of your journey and ensure that you're progressing toward your vision with purpose and clarity. Imagine the power of ending each day by asking yourself what went well. What could I have done differently? How did today shape the person I am becoming? These questions aren't just about evaluating your actions, they're about creating intentionality for the next day. Reflection allows you to learn from your successes and your mistakes, ensuring that you don't repeat patterns that hold you back. When you take time to reflect, you create space to celebrate progress. Too often we focus solely on what we haven't accomplished, overlooking the small wins that signify growth. Did you make a better decision today than you would have yesterday? Did you handle a challenge with more grace? Did you take even a single step toward your goals? Each of these moments is worth celebrating because they show that you are moving in the right direction. But reflection is not just about celebration, it's also about accountability. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of your vision. Reflection forces you to pause and ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my values and goals? Are my actions reflecting the person I want to become? These questions help you course correct when needed, ensuring that you stay on track even when distractions arise. Resetting is the natural companion to reflection. After you've taken stock of the day, resetting allows you to release what no longer serves you. Maybe you made a mistake or faced a setback that left you feeling frustrated or discouraged. Resetting is your opportunity to let go of those negative emotions and begin again with a fresh perspective. The Creator's mercies are new every morning, and resetting daily allows you to step into that renewal. One way to incorporate reflection and resetting into your daily routine is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts at the end of the day creates a space for honesty and introspection. Start by noting the day's highlights, what you're proud of, what brought you joy, and what moved you closer to your goals. Then write about any challenges or areas where you fell short. Finally, end with an intention for the next day, focusing on what you want to improve or prioritize. Prayer or meditation can also be a powerful tool for reflection and resetting. Take time in stillness to connect with the Creator, seeking guidance and clarity for the path ahead. Ask for wisdom to see where you need to grow and strength to overcome the challenges you face. In moments of prayer, you're not just reflecting on your day, you're aligning yourself with divine purpose and grace. Another important aspect of daily reflection is gratitude. When you reflect on your day, make a point to identify at least one thing you're thankful for. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reminding you of the blessings that surround you. It reinforces a positive mindset, making it easier to reset with hope and optimism. Daily reflection also helps you become more intentional about your time. How often do we end the day feeling like we've been busy but not productive? Reflection allows you to evaluate where your energy is going and whether it's aligned with your priorities. Are you spending time on things that matter, or are you getting caught up in distractions? By asking these questions, you can make better choices about how to invest your time moving forward. Resetting is also about forgiveness, both for yourself and for others. You will make mistakes, and so will those around you. Holding on to anger, resentment, or regret only weighs you down, making it harder to move forward. Resetting gives you the freedom to let go of these burdens. Forgive yourself for falling short and commit to doing better tomorrow. Forgive others for their shortcomings and choose to release any bitterness that might hold you back. The beauty of reflecting and resetting daily is that it keeps you grounded in the present while preparing you for the future. It's a reminder that growth is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to have everything figured out right now, you just have to be willing to take the next step. Each day is a new opportunity to learn, grow, and become more aligned with your vision. To make the most of this practice, create a consistent routine. Choose a specific time each day, whether it's in the evening before bed or during a quiet moment in the morning to reflect and reset. Protect this time as sacred, a moment for you to reconnect with yourself and your purpose. Daily reflection and resetting also help you develop resilience. Life will throw unexpected challenges your way. But when you're consistently reflecting and resetting, you build the mental and emotional strength to handle them. You learn to see setbacks as temporary and failures as lessons, knowing that each day offers a fresh start. Remember, the Creator designed you for growth and transformation. Reflection and resetting are tools that help you honor that design. They allow you to move through life with intention, purpose, and grace, ensuring that you don't just drift through your days, but actively shape them into the life you want to live. Every evening, as you reflect and reset, remind yourself that you are a work in progress. Perfection is not the goal, growth is. Trust that each day, with its victories and challenges, is bringing you closer to the person you're meant to be. Use this time to realign with your vision, let go of what no longer serves you, and prepare to step into the next day with renewed strength and clarity. Reflection and resetting are not just acts of self-care, they are acts of faith. They declare that you believe in the possibility of change, that you trust in the Creator's plan for your life, and that you are committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Each day is a gift, and through reflection and resetting, you ensure that you make the most of it. As we come to the end of this journey together, let me remind you of the incredible truth that has been woven through every word we've shared. You have the power to choose who you want to be in this world. This isn't a fleeting promise or an abstract idea, it's a divine principle, written into the very fabric of your being. The Creator has equipped you with everything you need to shape your reality, to rise above your challenges, and to become the person you were always destined to be. This journey will not always be easy. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when setbacks test your resolve, and when the vision seems far away. But remember this, every great transformation begins with faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in the Creator who walks beside you. You are not alone in this journey. The same power that created the stars, the oceans, and the mountains resides within you, waiting to be unleashed. Take the next step, no matter how small. Trust that every effort you make, every intention you set, and every act of faith you take will move you closer to the life you were designed to live. The world is waiting for you to become the person only you can be. It is waiting for your light, your courage, and your unique contribution. As you step forward, hold this truth close to your heart. The Creator has already written a story of victory and purpose for your life. Your role is to trust, to act, and to believe. You are the author of your destiny, and each day is a new page waiting to be written. Write it boldly. Write it with faith. Write it as the person you choose to be. Thank you for taking this time to reflect, grow, and embark on this journey with me. My prayer for you is that you find strength in your struggles, clarity in your purpose, and joy in the process of becoming. You have everything you need to succeed. Now, go out and claim the life that is waiting for you. You are destined for greatness. Believe it, live it, and let the world see it. Thank you, and may your journey be blessed with purpose and fulfillment. Start small. Choose affirmations that resonate with your vision for your life. Say things like, I am capable of achieving greatness. I have the wisdom and strength to overcome any challenge. I am becoming the person I was created to be. Speak these words with conviction, even if they feel foreign at first. Faith is not about what you see, it's about what you know to be true, even before it manifests. When you speak affirmations aloud, you are declaring your faith not only to yourself but to the universe and to God. In Scripture, we are reminded of the power of the tongue. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your words have the ability to bring life to your dreams or to extinguish them before they begin. Choose life. These affirmations also serve as a defense against the negativity that surrounds us. The world will try to tell you who you are, what you can achieve, and what you're worth. But when you've already affirmed your identity and your purpose, those voices lose their power. They cannot shake a foundation built on faith and self-belief. Set aside a specific time each day to speak your affirmations. Stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and declare the truth of who you are becoming. Speak with authority as if the words are already reality. This act may feel strange at first, but over time, it will become a source of strength and empowerment. And remember, affirmations are not just about speaking positively, they are about speaking intentionally. They should align with your vision, your values, and your faith. When spoken consistently and with conviction, affirmations can rewire your thoughts, build your confidence, and guide your actions toward your goals. Words create worlds. What kind of world are you building with the words you speak about yourself? Align actions with your vision. It is not enough to think about the person you want to become or to speak words of affirmation. Transformation requires action. Faith without works is dead. Vision without action is a dream left unfulfilled. If you want to change your life, you must align your actions with the vision you hold for yourself. Picture this: you spend time visualizing your ideal self, seeing the person you're meant to be. You've spoken words of affirmation declaring your faith in your potential. Now it's time to put those thoughts and words into motion. Every step you take, every decision you make, must reflect the person you are becoming. Think of your daily habits. Are they bringing you closer to your vision, or are they keeping you stuck where you are? Small, consistent actions are the building blocks of success. It's not about making grand changes overnight, it's about making intentional choices every single day. If your vision is to be healthier, start by making one small change: drink more water, take a short walk, or choose a nutritious meal. If your vision is to be more disciplined, set a specific goal and follow through, no matter how small it seems. The key is consistency. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Each action you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem, sends a message to your mind: I am serious about my vision. Over time, these small actions compound, creating a ripple effect that touches every area of your life. But aligning your actions with your vision requires courage. There will be moments when it feels easier to stay in your comfort zone, to stick with what's familiar. Change can be uncomfortable, even painful at times. But remember, growth always requires discomfort. The seed must break to sprout, the butterfly must struggle to leave the cocoon. Likewise, your actions must stretch you beyond your current limitations. One of the most powerful ways to align your actions is to ask yourself before every decision, does this align with the person I am becoming? If the answer is no, choose differently. Let your vision guide your behavior, not your circumstances. It's also important to surround yourself with environments and people that support your vision. The company you keep and the places you frequent have a profound impact on your actions. Spend time with those who inspire and challenge you to be better. Create spaces that reflect your goals and encourage productivity. When your actions align with your vision, something incredible happens. You begin to embody the person you've been visualizing. Your confidence grows, your faith deepens, and your progress becomes undeniable. You start to see evidence of change, not just in your mind, but in your reality. Remember, God has already equipped you with everything you need to succeed. But He calls you to take action, to step out in faith, and to do the work. When you align your actions with your vision, you are partnering with the Creator to bring your purpose to life. Every step you take in alignment with your vision is a step closer to the life you were destined to live. So take the first step today. Then take another tomorrow. And watch as your faith, your words, and your actions transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Practice gratitude for growth. Gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in life. It is the act of recognizing the goodness around you and within you, even when circumstances seem less than ideal. Gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges, it's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what's already present. It reminds you that no matter how difficult life may feel, there are always reasons to be thankful. And this practice, when done consistently, has the power to reshape your mindset, your actions, and your future. When you practice gratitude, you open yourself to growth. Growth begins with awareness, and gratitude enhances that awareness. It shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from complaints to appreciation. Think about the person you aspire to become. Are they someone who dwells on the negative, or are they someone who sees the beauty in life's lessons? Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Start your day with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you are thankful for. These can be as simple as the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, or the opportunity to pursue your dreams. By starting your day with this practice, you set the tone for everything that follows. Gratitude becomes the lens through which you view the world, coloring even the most mundane experiences with a sense of purpose and joy. Gratitude also changes how you respond to challenges. Life will test you, this is inevitable. But when you cultivate a grateful heart, you begin to see trials as opportunities for growth. That difficult boss, they're teaching you patience and resilience. That financial struggle, it's pushing you to think creatively and develop discipline. When you approach challenges with gratitude, you transform them from obstacles into stepping stones. Another powerful way to practice gratitude is through journaling. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well and why. This simple exercise trains your mind to focus on the positive, even in a sea of difficulties. Over time, you'll notice a shift in how you think and feel. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, you'll find yourself looking for what's right. Gratitude doesn't just affect your internal world, it also impacts your relationships. When you express genuine appreciation to others, you strengthen bonds and build trust. Think about how you feel when someone thanks you sincerely. It inspires and motivates you. The same is true for the people around you. A grateful person is magnetic. They draw others in with their warmth and positivity. Practicing gratitude for growth doesn't mean ignoring your ambitions or pretending everything is perfect. It means appreciating the journey while striving for more. It means acknowledging the progress you've made, no matter how small, and trusting that every step forward is meaningful. The gratitude allows you to celebrate where you are while keeping your eyes on where you're going. Remember, gratitude is a choice. It's not something that always comes naturally, especially in tough times. But the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Gratitude turns the ordinary into extraordinary, the mundane into meaningful, and the difficult into divine. When you make gratitude a daily habit, you align yourself with growth, faith, and abundance. Release doubt and fear. Doubt and fear are the greatest barriers to becoming who you want to be. They whisper lies that keep you small, convincing you that you're not enough, that the challenges are too big, and that failure is inevitable. But here's the truth: doubt and fear only have as much power as you give them. When you release them, you create space for faith, courage, and transformation to take root. Releasing doubt and fear begins with recognizing their presence. These emotions often hide in the shadows of our minds, influencing our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Do you hear thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "What if I fail?" These are the voices of doubt and fear, and their only goal is to keep you from moving forward. Once you've identified these emotions, confront them with truth. Doubt says, "You're not good enough." Truth responds, "I am fearfully and wonderfully made." Fear says, "You'll never succeed." Truth counters, "I can do all things through faith and effort." When you arm yourself with truth, you strip doubt and fear of their power. So releasing fear also requires faith. Faith is the antidote to fear because it focuses on possibilities rather than limitations. Faith doesn't ignore challenges, it faces them head-on, believing that they can be overcome. It reminds you that you are not walking this journey alone. The Creator has equipped you with everything you need to succeed, and He walks with you every step of the way. One practical way to release doubt and fear is to take small, courageous actions. Fear thrives on stagnation. It grows when you stay still, paralyzed by what-ifs. But when you take even the smallest step forward, fear begins to shrink. Each step builds confidence, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Another powerful practice is visualization. Picture yourself releasing doubt and fear as if they were physical weights. Imagine yourself standing taller, walking lighter, and moving forward with a newfound sense of freedom. Visualization isn't just a mental exercise, it's a way to train your mind to let go of what no longer serves you. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Doubt and fear often grow in isolation, but when you're part of a supportive community, they lose their grip. Share your dreams with those who believe in you, and let their encouragement strengthen your resolve. Prayer or meditation can also be a powerful tool for releasing doubt and fear. Take time each day to connect with the Creator, asking for guidance, strength, and peace. Surrender your worries, knowing that you are held in divine hands. This act of surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of trust. Releasing doubt and fear is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. These emotions will try to return, especially when you're stepping out of your comfort zone. But each time they arise, remind yourself of who you are and who you are becoming. You are stronger than your fears, braver than your doubts, and more capable than you realize. Every time you choose faith over fear, you take a step closer to the person you're meant to be. And as doubt and fear fade into the background, you'll find yourself walking with a newfound sense of freedom and purpose. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it is yours to walk boldly, courageously, and without fear. Trust the process and let go of control. Trusting the process is one of the hardest lessons to embrace, especially in a world where we are conditioned to seek instant results and immediate gratification. It requires faith not just in the outcome, but in the journey itself. To trust the process is to surrender the illusion of control, to let go of the need to force things into existence, and to believe that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Imagine waking up each morning, waiting for the universe to change your life, thinking that if you simply wish hard enough or hope long enough, everything you desire will fall into your lap. Days turn to weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Yet the dreams you hear in your heart remain elusive, locked away behind the gates of what seems like an unbreakable reality. You begin to wonder, why isn't it working? Why does nothing seem to shift despite my prayers, my hope, my belief? But what if I told you that your dreams are not withheld by the heavens, nor are they locked away by forces beyond your control? What if the key has been in your hands all along, but you have yet to turn it? Life operates on divine principles that demand more than idle wishing or fleeting faith. When God designed this universe, He filled it with laws and structures, not to punish you, but to empower you. Think of the seasons. A farmer does not sit idly, praying for a harvest, without first tilling the soil, planting the seed, and nurturing the crops. The very act of creation mirrors this truth. Effort and intention, working together, bring forth life. Yet so many of us forget this divine partnership. We pray and wait, forgetting that prayer alone without action is like trying to sail a ship without lifting the anchor. We expect the winds of change to carry us forward, but we remain tethered by inaction, anchored by doubt, fear, and a refusal to step into the role God has called us to play in our own deliverance. Have you ever asked yourself, am I waiting on God, or is God waiting on me? Think about that question for a moment. We often blame circumstances, timing, or even divine will for our lack of progress, yet rarely do we stop to examine our own reflection. Are you sowing the seeds for the life you desire? Or are you standing at the edge of the field, hoping for a harvest where nothing has been planted? This is where faith and works meet. The scriptures tell us faith without works is dead. It's not enough to believe, you must act. Faith is the fuel, but action is the vehicle. Without both, you will remain stationary no matter how fervently you believe. Picture this. A sculptor stands before a marked block of marble. Within that stone lies a masterpiece, but it will never emerge if the sculptor does not pick up the chisel. The sculptor must envision the final form and then do the painstaking work of carving away the excess, shaping the rough stone into something extraordinary. The same is true of your life. The masterpiece exists within you, but it will not reveal itself until you take up the tools you have been given and start shaping your destiny. This divine truth is not meant to discourage you, it is meant to empower you. God has already placed everything you need within you, the talents, the vision, the strength. But He will not do the work for you. He calls you to rise, to act, to become a co-creator of the life He has envisioned for you. Ask yourself, are you waiting for miracles? Or are you becoming the miracle? Are you seeking blessings, or are you positioning yourself to receive them? The truth is, God's promises are not passive, they are active, dynamic, alive. They require your participation. You must begin where you are, with what you have. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances. Perfection is an illusion. The only time you have is now. Take the first step, even if it's small. Write the vision, make it plain, and take action. Faith is not meant to be a crutch, it is a catalyst. It is the spark that ignites the flame, but you must feed the fire. You must take the steps, even when the path seems uncertain. Trust that as you move forward, the way will become clearer, the doors will open, and the mountains will move. I ask you, are you ready to step into the role God has called you to play? Are you ready to stop waiting and start working? Are you ready to stop wishing and start becoming? The life you desire is within your reach, but it requires you to stretch, to strive, and to act. This is your moment to rise, to break free from the chains of passivity, and to claim the life that has been waiting for you all along. Clarify your vision. Clarity is the cornerstone of all achievement. Without a clear vision, life becomes a wandering path, an endless maze with no destination in sight. Think for a moment about a painter standing before a blank canvas. Without a vision of the masterpiece they wish to create, each brushstroke becomes random, purposeless, and chaotic. But when the painter envisions the final image, the vivid colors, the intricate details, each stroke gains meaning, purpose, and direction. The same applies to your life. If you lack clarity about what you want, your actions, decisions, and even your thoughts become scattered, leading you nowhere. Many people fail to clarify their vision because they fear disappointment. What if it doesn't work out? They ask. But let me remind you, the vision is not about guarantees, it is about intention. When you define what you want, you set a course for your life that aligns with your purpose. You give your energy a target, your faith a focus, and your mind a reason to believe. A vague desire will lead to vague results, but a clear, specific vision opens the door to infinite possibilities. Begin by asking yourself, what do I truly want? This is not about superficial goals or fleeting desires. Dig deep. What makes your soul come alive? What kind of life brings you peace, fulfillment, and joy? Write it down. The act of writing is not trivial, it is a sacred declaration, a promise to yourself and to the divine. When you put pen to paper, you take a thought, fleeting and intangible, and transform it into something concrete. It becomes real. Clarity also demands courage. It requires you to confront your fears and limitations, to look beyond the opinions of others and the expectations of society. What you want may not align with what others think you should pursue, but that is irrelevant. Your vision is yours alone, and it is sacred. Protect it fiercely. Do not dilute your dreams to fit into someone else's narrative. Remember, God did not place your desires in someone else's heart, He placed them in yours. Once your vision is clear, make it tangible. Visualize it daily. Close your eyes and see it in vivid detail. Feel the emotions that come with living that life. Smell the air, hear the sounds, and taste the sweetness of your sikya. This practice is not mere fantasy, it is preparation. The mind cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is real, so train your mind to see your vision as an already accomplished fact. In doing so, you align your energy with your desires, creating a magnetic force that draws opportunities, resources, and inspiration to you. Clarity is not a one-time act, it is an ongoing process. As you grow, your vision will evolve. Be willing to adjust it as needed. Life is not static, and neither is your purpose. Stay connected to your inner self and regularly revisit your vision. Each time you do, you renew your commitment and strengthen your resolve. Remember, a clear vision gives your life direction, but it is up to you to walk the path. Do not confuse clarity with ease. The road may be challenging, but every step you take in alignment with your vision brings you closer to its realization. The effort is worth it because the reward is a life of purpose, fulfillment, and divine alignment. So, ask yourself, what do I truly want? What am I willing to strive for? Answer these questions with honesty and courage and let yours guide you. Clarity is the beginning, the foundation upon which all greatness is built. Take consistent action. Clarity without action is like having a map, but never taking the first step. Action is the bridge between your dreams and reality. It is not enough to envision a better life. You must be willing to pursue it relentlessly. Consistency is the secret ingredient that transforms hope into achievement. Each day, each hour, each moment offers an opportunity to move closer to your vision, but only if you are willing to act. Consistency does not mean perfection. It does not require grand, dramatic gestures. It is the small, deliberate steps taken daily that create monumental change. Consider the power of water flowing over a rock. A single drop seems insignificant, but over time the steady stream carves through stone. Your actions, no matter how small, possess that same transformative power when done with intention and persistence. The challenge lies in maintaining momentum. Motivation may ignite the journey, but it is discipline that sustains it. There will be days when progress feels invisible, when doubt creeps in, whispering, "Why bother?" In those moments, remember this: every action, no matter how insignificant it seems, is a declaration of faith. Each step is proof that you believe in your vision and your ability to achieve it. Start by creating a routine. Structure your day so that your actions align with your goals. Consistency thrives on repetition. The more you show up for yourself, the more natural it becomes. If your goal is to write a book, write a page every day. If your goal is to improve your health, take a 15-minute walk daily. These small actions may not seem groundbreaking, but over time they compound, creating a ripple effect that transforms your life. But let me warn you, the path will not always be smooth. Resistance is inevitable. You may encounter setbacks, distractions, and even failures. Do not let these deter you. Resistance is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to persist. It is in overcoming resistance that you build strength, resilience, and character. Each obstacle is an opportunity to prove your commitment. Accountability is another powerful tool. Share your goals with someone you trust or keep a journal to track your progress. When you hold yourself accountable, you create a system of checks and balances that keeps you on track. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, for they are milestones on the journey to greatness. Consistency also requires adaptability. Life is unpredictable and plans may need to change. Do not let this discourage you. Adjust your approach, but never abandon your vision. Flexibility ensures that you remain aligned with your goals even in the face of challenges. Above all, trust the process. Results may not come overnight, but they will come. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your destination. Consistency is not about speed, it is about steadfastness. It is the unwavering commitment to keep going, even when progress seems slow. Take a step today. Then take another tomorrow. Let your actions, no matter how small, be a testament to your faith in what is possible. Success is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice, and that choice begins with action. Align your thoughts with your actions. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. What you consistently think about shapes not only your perception of reality but also the opportunities and challenges you encounter along the way. However, thoughts alone cannot transform your life. They must align seamlessly with your actions, for it is in this alignment that the true power of creation resides. Imagine a farmer planting seeds while harboring doubts about whether the sun will shine or the rain will fall. Those seeds may still grow, but his inconsistent thoughts of doubt will limit his ability to nurture them fully. Now imagine a farmer who plants his seeds with absolute faith in the seasons, confident that his efforts will yield a bountiful harvest. His actions, fueled by belief, ensure his success. The same principle applies to your life. Your thoughts set the tone, but your actions compose the melody. Think for a moment about what occupies your mind daily. Are your thoughts in harmony with the life you seek to create, or are they filled with fear, doubt, and contradiction? You cannot think one thing and do another and expect results. This internal conflict creates resistance, slowing your progress and diminishing your energy. Aligning your thoughts with your actions eliminates that resistance, allowing you to move forward with clarity and purpose. How do you achieve this alignment? Begin by feeding your mind with empowering beliefs. Replace thoughts of doubt with declarations of faith. When you catch yourself thinking, "I am not good enough," counter it with, "I am more than capable." When fear tells you, "What if I fail?" respond with, "What if I succeed?" This process is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing to focus on the possibilities instead of the limitations. But alignment doesn't stop at your thoughts. It extends into the choices you make and the actions you take. If your goal is to achieve financial freedom, but your actions involve spending recklessly, you are out of alignment. If you desire a healthy body but consistently neglect your physical well-being, you are sabotaging your own efforts. Take an honest inventory of your actions and ask yourself, do my daily habits reflect the life I want to create? Visualization is a powerful tool in aligning thoughts with actions. Take time each day to see yourself living the life you desire. Imagine it in vivid detail, what you're doing, how you feel, and who you're surrounded by. Let this vision guide your choices. When your thoughts are firmly rooted in belief, and your actions reflect that belief, you create a magnetic force that attracts opportunities and resources to you. Consistency in alignment also requires patience. Results may not appear immediately, but do not let this deter you. Trust that the seeds you've planted will grow, even if you cannot yet see the harvest. Faith is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, and when your actions align with your faith, miracles become inevitable. And finally, remember that alignment is a process. There will be moments of doubt, days when you feel out of sync. That's okay. The key is to recognize it and realign. Like tuning an instrument, it takes practice and persistence. Keep refining your thoughts, keep refining your actions, and watch as your life transforms before your eyes. Ask yourself today, are my thoughts empowering me or are they holding me back? Are my actions supporting my goals or are they working against them? Let these questions guide you as you create a life where every thought and action works in harmony to bring your dreams to life. Cultivate discipline. Discipline is the cornerstone of greatness. Without it, even the grandest dreams crumble under the weight of inconsistency and distraction. Discipline is not a punishment, it is a form of self-love. It is the daily commitment to do what must be done, even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or uninspiring. It is the quiet force that separates those who wish from those who achieve. Consider the athlete who rises before dawn to train, the musician who spends hours perfecting their craft, or the entrepreneur who sacrifices leisure to build their vision. These individuals are not driven solely by motivation, for motivation is fleeting. They are sustained by discipline, a force that transcends fleeting emotions and compels them to act regardless of how they feel. Discipline begins with a decision. It is the choice to prioritize your future self over your present comfort. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of greatness. Each act of discipline is a brick in the foundation of your success. To cultivate discipline, start by creating a routine. Structure eliminates the guesswork and reduces the mental effort required to take action. Decide in advance what your day will look like. When will you work on your goals? When will you rest? When will you reflect? A disciplined life is not chaotic, it is intentional, balanced, and purposeful. But discipline is not about rigidity, it is about consistency. It is not about perfection, it is about persistence. There will be days when you falter, when the weight of life feels too heavy to bear. On those days, remember this discipline is not about never falling, it is about always getting back up. It is the resilience to begin again, no matter how many times you stumble. Another key to discipline is eliminating distractions. In a world filled with noise, focus is a rare and valuable skill. Identify what pulls you away from your goals, whether it's procrastination, negative influences, or unnecessary commitments, and remove it. Discipline requires you to protect your energy and prioritize what truly matters. Accountability is another powerful tool in cultivating discipline. Share your goals with someone you trust, or track your progress in a journal. Knowing that someone or something is holding you accountable creates an added layer of commitment. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, for they serve as fuel for the journey ahead. Discipline also requires you to master your mind. Your thoughts will often resist change, clinging to old habits and comfort zones. Train your mind to see discipline not as a chore, but as a gift. Each act of discipline brings you closer to the life you desire. Each sacrifice is an investment in your future. Embrace the discomfort. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it requires you to step outside of what is familiar. Discipline is the bridge that carries you through that discomfort, transforming it into strength, resilience, and progress. The moments when discipline feels hardest are the moments when it matters most. Ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice for the life I desire? Am I committed to my goals or merely interested in them? Discipline is the answer to these questions. It is the key that unlocks the door to your potential. Cultivate it, honor it, and watch as it transforms your life. Embrace challenges as growth opportunities. Challenges are often viewed as roadblocks, obstacles meant to deter or defeat us. Yet, what if these very challenges are the divine instruments of your growth? What if the moments that seem to push you to your limits are actually expanding your capacity to achieve greatness? Embracing challenges as growth opportunities is not just a mindset, it is a transformative way of living. Imagine a caterpillar inside its cocoon. From the outside, it may appear to be trapped, struggling against the confines of its enclosure. But that struggle is vital. It strengthens the emerging butterfly's wings, preparing it for flight. Without the resistance of the cocoon, the butterfly would never soar. Your challenges serve the same purpose. They are not there to break you, but to build you. The truth is, growth rarely happens in comfort. Comfort zones, while safe and familiar, are like stagnant waters devoid of movement, life, and progress. Challenges disrupt that stillness. They push you to think differently, to act boldly, and to discover strengths you never knew you possessed. Each challenge is an invitation to rise, to evolve, and to step closer to the person you are destined to become. But embracing challenges requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Every difficulty carries a lesson, a hidden gift waiting to be unwrapped. Perhaps it is teaching you patience, resilience, or the importance of persistence. Perhaps it is revealing areas where you need to grow or guiding you toward a path you would not have chosen otherwise. Consider the story of David and Goliath. At first glance, the giant seemed like an insurmountable obstacle. But David saw an opportunity to prove his faith. his courage, and his readiness for greatness. He faced the challenge head on, and in doing so, he not only defeated the giant but also stepped into his destiny. The giants in your life are no different. They are there to reveal your strength, your purpose, and your potential. To embrace challenges as growth opportunities, start by reframing how you view failure. Failure is not the end, it is a step in the journey. Each setback is a lesson, each mistake a teacher. The world's greatest inventors, leaders, and visionaries have all faced failure, often repeatedly. What set them apart was their ability to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. They understood that every failure brought them closer to success. Next, cultivate resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to rise stronger after every fall. It is not about avoiding challenges, but about enduring them with grace and determination. Resilience is built through experience, through facing difficulties and choosing to persevere. Remember, a tree that grows in the wind becomes stronger because of it. The same is true of your spirit. Another key to embracing challenges is faith. Faith reminds you that no challenge is greater than your ability to overcome it. It assures you that every trial serves a purpose, even if that purpose is not immediately clear. Trust that the difficulties you face are not random but intentional, placed in your life to refine you, not define you. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that uplift and encourage you. Challenges can feel isolating, but you are never truly alone. Lean on those who have faced similar battles and emerged victorious. Their stories will remind you of what is possible. Next time you encounter a challenge, pause. Breathe. And remember this, it is not a barrier but a bridge. It is not an ending but a beginning. Embrace it fully, and you will discover that within every challenge lies the seed of your greatest growth. Seek divine guidance daily. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and endless opinions, seeking divine guidance daily is not just a practice, it is a necessity. It is the compass that ensures you stay aligned with your purpose, the anchor that keeps you grounded amidst life's storms, and the light that illuminates your path when the way forward seems unclear. Divine guidance begins with connection. It is not about elaborate rituals or perfect words, it is about opening your heart to the presence of the Creator. Every morning, before the rush of the day begins, take a moment to pause. In the stillness, invite God into your thoughts, your plans, and your actions. This simple act of surrender sets the tone for your day, reminding you that you are not walking alone. Prayer is the gateway to divine guidance. It is not a one-sided conversation where you present a list of requests and wait for answers. True prayer is a dialogue, an intimate exchange where you speak and listen. Pour out your fears, your hopes, and your uncertainties, but also take time to be silent. In the quiet, you will hear the gentle whispers of direction, comfort, and wisdom. But seeking divine guidance is not limited to prayer. It extends into how you live your life. Are your actions aligned with the principles of love, integrity, and kindness? Are you open to the signs and opportunities that God places in your path? Guidance often comes in unexpected ways: a chance encounter, a gut feeling, or a door closing to redirect you to something greater. Pay attention, for God's voice is often subtle but unmistakable. Faith is the cornerstone of seeking divine guidance. It requires you to trust, even when the answers are not immediate or the path is unclear. Faith reminds you that God's timing is perfect, that delays are not denials, and that every step, no matter how uncertain, is part of a greater plan. Trust that what is meant for you will never miss you, but also remember that divine guidance requires action. Take the steps you can, and God will guide the rest. Another vital aspect of seeking divine guidance is gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from what you fear to what you trust. When you approach life with a grateful heart, you open yourself to receive more. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is an acknowledgement of God's faithfulness and provision, even in the smallest details. Seeking divine guidance also involves community. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you spiritually. Engage in discussions that deepen your understanding of God's word and purpose for your life. In moments of doubt, these connections will remind you of the power of faith and the beauty of walking in alignment with God. Seeking divine guidance is a daily commitment. It is not something you do occasionally or when life becomes overwhelming. It is a constant practice, a way of living that keeps you connected to the source of all wisdom and strength. Each day, renew your intention to seek and trust. Each day, let God's presence guide your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Rise each morning with this prayer in your heart: Lord, guide me. Let my thoughts, my words, and my actions reflect your purpose for my life. In seeking divine guidance daily, you will find not only direction but also peace, purpose, and a deep sense of fulfillment. Celebrate progress, not perfection. In a world that often glorifies perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that anything less than flawless isn't good enough. But the truth is, perfection is not the goal, it's the illusion. The real goal is progress. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. Focusing on progress shifts your mindset from self-criticism to self-acknowledgement, from frustration to gratitude, and from doubt to confidence. It is this shift that empowers you to keep moving forward, even in the face of challenges. Imagine climbing a mountain. If you only look at the peak, it might feel impossibly far away, and you could be tempted to give up. But if you pause to look back and see how far you've come, the journey begins to feel manageable. Each step becomes a testament to your effort, resilience, and determination. Celebrating progress, not perfection, is like taking those moments to acknowledge your growth, giving you the strength to keep climbing. Progress is a reflection of your commitment to growth. It's not about being the best, it's about becoming better than you were yesterday. Each improvement, no matter how small, is evidence that you are moving closer to your goals. When you celebrate progress, you build momentum. Success, after all, is not achieved in one grand leap, it is the result of consistent, incremental steps forward. But why is it so difficult to celebrate progress? The answer often lies in comparison. We measure our success against the achievements of others, forgetting that every journey is unique. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Are you more disciplined? Are you more focused? Are you taking action where you once hesitated? If the answer is yes, then you are making progress, and that is worth celebrating. Another barrier to celebrating progress is the fear of falling short. Many people avoid acknowledging their achievements because they believe they haven't done enough. This mindset robs you of the joy and motivation that comes from recognizing your efforts. Remember, progress is not about reaching the finish line, it's about appreciating the steps along the way. Each step is a reminder that you are moving forward, even if the destination is still out of sight. To celebrate progress, start by setting milestones. Break your larger goals into smaller, achievable steps. These milestones serve as markers of progress, giving you opportunities to celebrate along the way. For example, if your goal is to write a book, celebrate completing each chapter. If your goal is to improve your health, celebrate every week you stick to your routine. These moments of acknowledgement reinforce your commitment and build confidence. Celebrating progress doesn't always mean grand gestures. It can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on your achievements, sharing your success with someone you trust, or rewarding yourself with something meaningful. The act of celebration itself is a reminder that your efforts matter, that your journey is worth honoring. But celebrating progress is not just about the tangible achievements, it's also about recognizing the internal growth. Have you developed greater patience, resilience, or discipline? Have you learned to handle setbacks with grace? These intangible shifts are just as important, if not more so, than the external milestones. They are the foundation upon which lasting success is built. Progress also teaches you to embrace imperfection. Mistakes and setbacks are inevitable, but they do not define your journey. Each misstep is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and move forward. When you celebrate progress, you acknowledge that the journey is as valuable as the destination. You give yourself permission to be a work in progress, knowing that growth is a lifelong process. Gratitude is a powerful component of celebrating progress. When you take time to appreciate how far you've come, you cultivate a sense of gratitude for the journey. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from what you haven't achieved to what you have. It reminds you that every step, no matter how small, is a gift. Lastly, celebrating progress fuels your belief in yourself. Each time you acknowledge your efforts, you reinforce the idea that you are capable, resilient, and worthy of success. This belief is what propels you forward, giving you the courage to keep going, even when the road is difficult. Today, take a moment to celebrate. Reflect on the steps you've taken, the obstacles you've overcome, and the growth you've experienced. Celebrate not because you've reached the end, but because you've chosen to keep going. Celebrate because progress is the true measure of success. And every step forward is a step toward the life you desire. Let this be your reminder: perfection is not required, but progress is. Honor the journey, celebrate the steps, and trust that with each moment of progress you are moving closer to your dreams. As we come to the end of this journey together, let me remind you of one simple truth. The life you desire is within your reach, but it will not create itself. It requires your vision, your action, your discipline, and your unwavering belief. The path to success is not a straight road, it is a series of steps, each one building upon the last, each one requiring courage, faith, and effort. You now hold the keys to unlock the future you've always dreamed of. Clarify your vision so that it becomes the map guiding your every move. Take consistent action, knowing that small steps create great momentum. Align your thoughts with your actions, eliminating the inner conflicts that hold you back. Cultivate discipline, for it is the foundation of lasting change. Embrace challenges as opportunities, understanding that they are there to strengthen and elevate you. Seek divine guidance daily, knowing that God's wisdom will never lead you astray. And above all, celebrate your progress, for every step forward is a testament to your commitment, growth, and resilience. Remember, you are not placed on this earth to live an ordinary life. You are called to create, to inspire, to grow, and to achieve. The power to transform your reality lies within you, but you must choose to use it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone else to pave the way. The time to act is now. You are the architect of your destiny. Build boldly, live purposefully, and trust that the seeds you sow today will one day become the harvest you've always dreamed of. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Go forth with faith, determination, and the knowledge that your best days are yet to come. The world is waiting for your greatness. Now it's time for you to rise. Imagine standing on the edge of a vast and boundless ocean. The horizon stretches endlessly before you, a place where the sky kisses the water. In your hand you hold a small, delicate jar, and within it you hope to capture the entire ocean. You dip it into the waves repeatedly, frantically trying to fill it. Yet no matter how hard you try, the jar overflows, unable to contain the vastness before you. What if I told you that your life's desires, the wealth, joy, peace, and love you tirelessly chase, are much like that ocean? They are already yours, boundless and infinite, but your ceaseless striving blinds you to their presence. How often have you prayed, begged, and pleaded with God for the things you yearn for? Perhaps you whispered desperate prayers in the dead of night, or poured out your heart in frustration, wondering why your efforts seem to fall short. Have you considered that the very act of trying so hard is the wall that separates you from your blessing? In the scriptures we are reminded, "Be still and know that I am God." Yet we fill our stillness with striving, mistaking our labor for faith. This striving does not prove your faith, it challenges it. It whispers a false narrative that God's abundance is distant, and that only through toil can you bring it closer. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Inhale the truth of these words. It is already yours. The house you dream of, the peace you seek, the love you crave, all of it exists within you, waiting to be realized. But here's the paradox that confounds many. The more you strive, the further you drift from the manifestation of these blessings. Why? Because striving arises from a belief in lack, and where lack resides, faith cannot flourish. Striving is like trying to push open a door that has already been unlocked. In your frantic pushing, you miss the simple act of turning the handle and walking through. Think about it. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You know the seed contains within it everything it needs to become a mighty tree. Likewise, your desires are seeds planted within the fertile soil of your spirit. God's promises are not empty words. They are guarantees written into the fabric of your being. So why do we struggle? Why do we feel the need to wrestle with the very things that are meant to flow effortlessly into our lives? Could it be that our striving reveals a deeper fear that we are not worthy of receiving? Or perhaps it is a fear that God has forgotten us, that our prayers have gone unheard. But my friend, let me assure you of this. God does not forget. His timing is not ours, but His promises are certain. It is not your effort that compels Him to act, but your trust in His divine plan. The act of trusting is not passive, it is deeply intentional. It requires surrender not of your dreams, but of your doubts. Consider the lilies of the field. They do not toil or spin, yet even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. If God so clothes the grass of the field, will He not much more clothe you? The message is clear. Rest in the certainty of what has already been given. Faith is not about chasing, it is about receiving with open hands and an open heart. Faith is the quiet assurance that, even in the waiting, God's hand is at work, aligning all things for your good. Now ask yourself, what would your life look like if you stopped trying so hard? If you released the grip of anxiety and surrendered to the flow of divine abundance, how would your days unfold? Would you laugh more, love more, trust more? Would you dare to believe that the universe is not against you but conspiring in your favor? These questions are not rhetorical. They are keys that unlock the doors you've been pushing against for so long. Every door is held shut not by God's refusal, but by your insistence that you must force it open. Faith is not a fight. It is a posture of rest. It is the unwavering belief that the God who placed the stars in the sky and commands the winds and waves has also written your destiny. You do not need to wrestle for what is already yours. Instead, you need only align yourself with the truth that God has already equipped you with everything you need to receive it. Like a gift prepared and wrapped, your blessings wait for you not in some distant place, but right here in the present. The ocean does not refuse the river. The river does not strain to reach the ocean. They flow effortlessly together, guided by an invisible hand. You are no different. When you release the need to strive, you will find yourself carried by the current of grace, arriving effortlessly at the shores of your dreams. The walls you've built through striving and doubt will crumble, and the blessings you've longed for will rush in like a mighty wave. But this truth requires a bold shift in perspective. It demands that you stop seeking what is already yours and start living as though you have received it. Scripture tells us faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith does not wait for proof, it becomes the proof. So today, as you listen to these words, ask yourself, are you ready to release the struggle? Are you ready to let go of the need to strive and instead embrace the truth that it is already yours? This journey begins with trust, a trust so profound that it transforms how you see the world and your place in it. You are not here to beg for blessings, you are here to claim them. And the moment you stop trying so hard, the moment you rest in the truth of God's abundance, is the moment you will realize that the blessings you've been seeking have been with you all along. Now that we've unwrapped the profound truth that striving blocks what's already yours, let's explore how to embrace this divine reality in practical terms. Here are 7 powerful principles to help you stop trying so hard and instead allow the blessings of life to flow into your experience. Release the need for control. Control, it feels like the one thing we can hold on to when life seems uncertain. We cling to it, convinced that if we just do enough, try hard enough, or plan meticulously enough, we can bend the world to our will. But control is an illusion, and the tighter we grip, the more life slips through our fingers. Imagine trying to hold a handful of water. The harder you squeeze, the less you retain. The same is true for your dreams, your desires, and the blessings you are waiting for. Let go. Release the need to control every outcome, every step, and every detail. Trust is the antidote to control. It is the quiet assurance that you don't have to know how things will unfold to know that they will. Faith isn't about micromanaging your life. It's about surrendering to the divine wisdom that is far greater than your own understanding. Think about the times when you tried so hard to make something happen only to feel frustrated, drained, and defeated. Perhaps it was a relationship you fought to save, a goal you pursued with unrelenting force, or a problem you tried to solve with every ounce of energy you had. Now consider this. What if the very act of trying so hard was the reason you felt stuck? What if your need to control was blocking the flow of blessings waiting to pour into your life? When you release control, you create space for miracles to happen. You open the door for God to work in ways you cannot see or imagine. The Bible reminds us, lean not on your own understanding, in all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Submission isn't about giving up, it's about trusting that God's plan is far better than anything you could design. Imagine walking through a dense forest with no clear path ahead. Your instinct might be to push through the brush, hacking away at the obstacles in front of you. But what if instead you paused and trusted that a path will reveal itself in time? What if the path has already been cleared, but your frantic need to control blinds you to it? Releasing control doesn't mean being passive. It means being purposeful in your faith. It means taking the steps you can and leaving the rest to God. It's planting the seeds and trusting that the rain will come. It's letting go of the need to force things and allowing them to unfold naturally. Control creates resistance, but trust creates flow. Ask yourself, what are you holding on to so tightly that it's holding you back? What would happen if you simply let go? What would it feel like to trust that God has already written a plan for your life that is filled with abundance, joy, and peace? Letting go is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of profound strength and unshakable faith. Release the need to control and watch how the things you desire begin to move toward you effortlessly. The opportunities you've been chasing will start to find you. The solutions you've been struggling to discover will appear. The blessings you thought were out of reach will come into your life, as if they were always meant to be there because they were. Visualize with gratitude. Close your eyes and imagine the life you dream of. See it clearly, the home you've always wanted, the relationships that fill you with joy, the peace that anchors your soul. Feel it as though it is already yours. This act of visualization is not just daydreaming, it is an act of creation. When you visualize, you align your heart and mind with the reality you wish to manifest. But there's a secret ingredient that makes visualization truly powerful: gratitude. Gratitude is the language of faith. It says, "Thank you, God, for what I have received," even before the blessing appears in your life. When you visualize with gratitude, you are not asking for something you lack, you are celebrating something that already exists in the spiritual realm. This shift in perspective changes everything. Instead of striving, you are aligning. Instead of begging, you are believing. Imagine a child on Christmas morning, eagerly unwrapping gifts. The child doesn't doubt that the gifts are theirs, they open them with joy and anticipation. That is the posture of gratitude. It is the expectation that what you desire is already yours, waiting for you to unwrap it. When you visualize with gratitude, you are tuning your spirit to the frequency of abundance. You are saying to God, "I trust you. I know you have already provided for me." This trust creates a magnetic pull, drawing your desires into your reality. The energy of gratitude is powerful. It transforms your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Think about the moments in your life when you were truly grateful, times when your heart overflowed with appreciation for even the smallest blessings. In those moments, didn't life feel fuller, richer, more vibrant? Gratitude amplifies what you already have and prepares you to receive more. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, and in doing so, it opens the door for more blessings to flow into your life. So, how do you practice this? Start by setting aside a few moments each day to visualize your desires. See them as clearly as you can. Picture yourself living the life you dream of. But don't stop there, feel the gratitude as though it is already yours. Thank God for the blessings, even if they haven't yet materialized in the physical world. Speak your gratitude out loud or write it down. Let it become a part of your daily practice. Visualization with gratitude is not about pretending, it's about believing. It's about stepping into the reality you desire with faith and confidence. Remember, faith is the evidence of things not seen. When you align your heart with gratitude, you are declaring to the universe and to God that you trust in His promises. What would your life look like if you started each day with gratitude for what is already yours? How would your perspective change if you saw every challenge as an opportunity to grow closer to the life you envision? Gratitude is not just a feeling, it is a powerful force that propels you toward your dreams. As you visualize with gratitude, you are not just creating a vision of the future, you are stepping into it. You are becoming the person who already has what you desire. And as you live in that state of gratitude, the blessings will flow to you naturally, effortlessly, as if they were always meant to be, because they were. Rest in assurance. There is an incredible peace that comes when you rest in assurance. Assurance is not wishful thinking. It is the deep and abiding confidence that what you desire is already on its way to you. It's the knowledge that God's promises are not empty and His timing is perfect. When you rest in assurance, you stop chasing after what you want and start living as if you already have it. This is not just an act of faith, it is a powerful way to align yourself with the blessings that are meant for you. Imagine a farmer who has sown seeds in the ground. After planting, does the farmer spend every waking moment worrying about whether the seeds will grow? Does he dig them up every day to check their progress? Of course not. He knows that the growth process is happening, even if it's not visible. He waters the soil, ensures it gets sunlight, and trusts the natural order to do the rest. This is the essence of resting in assurance, taking the necessary actions while trusting the process to unfold. When you rest in assurance, you eliminate doubt and fear. Doubt is the enemy of faith. It creeps in when you start to question whether your desires are truly achievable, whether God has heard your prayers, or whether you are deserving of His blessings. But doubt has no place in the heart of someone who rests in assurance. Assurance says, I know it's coming. I don't need to see it yet to believe it. Think of the many examples in Scripture where people rested in assurance. Abraham was promised a son, despite his advanced age, and he trusted God's word even when it seemed impossible. Noah built an ark before a single drop of rain fell, trusting in God's instruction. These stories are reminders that assurance is not about what you see, it's about what you know in your heart. Resting in assurance does not mean being idle. It means taking inspired action without desperation. It's the difference between striving and flowing. Striving is rooted in anxiety, while flowing comes from a place of confidence. When you rest in assurance, your actions are fueled by faith, not fear. You make decisions with clarity, knowing that the outcome is already secure. How do you cultivate this assurance? Start by reminding yourself of God's faithfulness in the past. Reflect on the times when things worked out, even when you couldn't see how they would. Write down those moments as a testament to God's unwavering provision. Each time doubt creeps in, revisit that list and declare, if God has been faithful before, He will be faithful again. Another way to rest in assurance is through meditation and prayer. Spend time in quiet reflection, affirming that what you desire is already yours. Speak it into existence. I am blessed. I am favored. I am abundant. These affirmations are not just words, they are declarations of faith that align your spirit with the truth of God's promises. Imagine the freedom that comes with resting in assurance. No longer will you be consumed by worry or fear. Instead, you'll wake up each day with a sense of peace, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. This peace will ripple through every area of your life, your relationships, your work, and your spiritual journey. People around you will notice the calm confidence you carry, and it will inspire them to seek the same assurance in their own lives. Resting in assurance is a gift you give yourself. It allows you to live fully in the present while trusting in the future. It removes the heavy burden of trying to control outcomes and replaces it with the lightness of faith. And as you rest in this assurance, you will find that your blessings come to you effortlessly, like a river flowing toward the sea. Shift from asking to thanking. The way you approach your prayers and desires can transform your entire experience. Often we fall into the habit of asking for what we want, pleading for it, and sometimes even bargaining with God. While there is nothing wrong with asking, there comes a point where asking must evolve into thanking. Shifting from asking to thanking is a powerful act of faith that signals your belief that what you desire is already yours. When you thank God, you are not just expressing gratitude, you are affirming that your prayers have been answered. It's as if you've already received the gift, even if it hasn't yet materialized in your physical reality. This shift changes everything. It moves you from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you begin to celebrate what is already on its way. Think about how you feel when someone thanks you in advance for something you haven't yet done. It creates a sense of trust and confidence. When you thank God in advance, you are saying, "I trust you completely. I know you have already provided for me." This trust opens the door for blessings to flow into your life, because gratitude is a magnet for abundance. The Bible reminds us, "In everything give thanks." This doesn't just apply to the blessings you can see, it applies to the ones you are still waiting for. Gratitude is not limited by time or circumstance. It is an attitude that transcends the physical and taps into the spiritual reality where all your desires already exist. Shifting from asking to thanking also shifts your perspective. When you are constantly asking, you may feel like you are chasing something that is out of reach. But when you thank, you begin to see yourself as already blessed. This mindset change is transformative. It fills you with a sense of joy and peace, even before your desires manifest. To practice this, start your day with a prayer of thanksgiving. Instead of listing all the things you need, list all the things you are grateful for, including the blessings that are on their way. Say, "Thank you, God, for the financial provision I know is coming. Thank you for the peace that is already mine. Thank you for the relationships that enrich my life." Speak these words with conviction as if they are already true. As you go through your day, make it a habit to thank God for the little things. The more you cultivate gratitude, the more you will see blessings multiplying in your life. Gratitude changes your energy. It shifts you from a place of wanting to a place of receiving. When you thank instead of ask, you also strengthen your faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. It is believing in what you cannot yet touch or hold. Gratitude reinforces this belief by allowing you to act as if your blessings are already here. This act of faith is not just for God, it is for you. It builds your confidence and aligns your spirit with the divine flow of abundance. Imagine the transformation that occurs when you stop pleading and start praising. Instead of feeling desperate, you feel empowered. Instead of worrying, you feel at peace. This shift doesn't just affect your relationship with God, it affects how you interact with the world. People will sense your gratitude and confidence, and they will be drawn to it. Gratitude is contagious, and it has the power to inspire those around you. Shifting from asking to thanking is one of the most powerful things you can do to manifest your desires. It is a declaration of faith, a celebration of what is already yours, and a reminder of God's unwavering provision. As you practice this shift, you will find that your blessings come not from striving but from trusting, not from asking but from receiving with an open and grateful heart. Let go of the how. One of the greatest sources of frustration and anxiety in life comes from trying to figure out exactly how your desires will manifest. The human mind logical and limited, constantly seeks to map out every step, every detail, and every possible outcome. But here's the truth: the how is not your responsibility. Your job is to believe, to trust, and to align your actions with faith. The rest is in God's hands. Imagine climbing a mountain shrouded in mist. You can only see the next few steps ahead, but you trust that the path will reveal itself as you climb. If you were to stop and demand to see the entire route before taking another step, you would remain frozen in place, paralyzed by the unknown. Life works the same way. The how is often obscured, but the next step is always illuminated. All you have to do is take it. Letting go of the how doesn't mean being passive. It means releasing the need to control every detail and trusting in divine timing and wisdom. Consider this. When a child places an order at a restaurant, they don't follow the chef into the kitchen to ensure their meal is being prepared correctly. They trust that their request will be fulfilled. Yet as adults, we often lack that same faith in the divine process. We ask for blessings, but then try to dictate the method and timing of their arrival. The Bible tells us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." This verse reminds us that God's perspective is far greater than ours. He sees the whole picture, the intricate web of connections, the opportunities that we can't begin to comprehend. When you let go of the how, you open yourself up to possibilities that are beyond your imagination. You allow God to work in ways that are far better than anything you could plan. Think about a time in your life when something worked out in a way you didn't expect. Perhaps a chance meeting led to a job opportunity, or a delay turned out to be a blessing in disguise. These moments are reminders that the how is not always ours to understand. They show us that when we release control, we make room for miracles. Letting go of the how also frees you from unnecessary stress. When you try to control every detail, you carry a heavy burden. You spend your days worrying about things that are outside of your control, and this robs you of peace and joy. But when you release the how, you exchange that burden for a sense of freedom. You trust that the seeds you planted will bear fruit in their own time. To practice letting go of the how, start by focusing on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your faith. Take steps toward your goals, but don't obsess over the outcome. Affirm to yourself, "I don't need to know how. I only need to trust that it will happen." Each time doubt creeps in, remind yourself that God's ways are higher than yours. Imagine what your life would look like if you fully embraced this principle. How much lighter would you feel if you stopped trying to force things to happen and instead allowed them to unfold naturally? How much more joy would you experience if you trusted that everything is working together for your good? Letting go of the how is not about giving up. It's about giving in to the divine flow and allowing God to guide your steps. As you release the how, you will find that life begins to feel effortless. The right opportunities will come to you at the right time. The people and resources you need will appear as if by magic. This is not coincidence, it is the power of surrender. When you trust the process, you align yourself with the infinite wisdom of God. And that is where miracles happen. Align your actions with faith. Faith is not just something you hold in your heart, it's something you live out through your actions. True faith inspires you to move, to act, and to create in alignment with what you believe. If you desire abundance, your actions must reflect abundance. If you desire love, your actions must reflect love. Aligning your actions with faith is how you bridge the gap between your dreams and your reality. Imagine a person who plants a garden but never waters it. They may believe the seeds have the potential to grow, but their lack of action contradicts their belief. Faith without action is like a bird with one wing, it can never soar. To align your actions with faith means to live as though your desires have already been fulfilled. It means stepping into the version of yourself that already has what you're praying for. Ask yourself, if you already had the life you're dreaming of, how would you act? How would you carry yourself? What decisions would you make? Start embodying that version of yourself today. This doesn't mean pretending or faking. One powerful way to align your actions with faith is through preparation. If you're praying for a new job, start updating your resume and practicing for interviews. If you're praying for financial abundance, start managing your current finances wisely. These actions are not just practical steps, they are declarations of faith. They say, I believe this blessing is coming, so I'm preparing for it now. Aligning your actions with faith also means avoiding actions that contradict your beliefs. If you're praying for peace but engaging in activities that create chaos, you're working against your own desires. If you're praying for love but harboring resentment, you're blocking the flow of love into your life. Faith calls for integrity between what you believe and how you behave. Consider the story of the Israelites crossing the Jordan River. God promised them the land, but they still had to step into the water before it parted. Their action demonstrated their faith. Likewise, your actions must reflect your trust in God's promises. Even if you can't see the outcome yet, take the steps that align with your belief. When you align your actions with faith, you also inspire others. People will see your confidence, your determination, and your unwavering belief, and they will be drawn to it. Your actions become a testimony of faith in motion, a living example of what it means to trust in God's plan. Take a moment to reflect on your current actions. Are they aligned with your desires? Are they rooted in faith, or are they driven by fear and doubt? If there's a disconnect, make the decision today to realign. Start taking steps, no matter how small, that move you closer to your dreams. Remember, even the smallest actions, when done, empower the power to create monumental change. Aligning your actions with faith is a daily practice. It's about showing up every day with the belief that what you desire is already yours and living in a way that reflects that truth. As you do this, you'll notice a shift not just in your circumstances but in your spirit. You'll feel a sense of purpose, clarity, and peace. And as you continue to act in faith, you'll find that your dreams begin to take shape, not through force but through divine alignment. Surround yourself with positivity. The environment you immerse yourself in has a profound impact on your mindset, actions, and ultimately your destiny. Positivity is more than just a nice sentiment, it's a powerful force that shapes the energy around you and within you. Surrounding yourself with positivity is not just about avoiding negativity. It's about creating an atmosphere that nourishes your faith, uplifts your spirit, and aligns you with the blessings you seek. Think of your mind as fertile soil. Whatever you plant there will grow, whether it's seeds of hope or weeds of doubt. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, and the thoughts you entertain are all seeds. If you surround yourself with negativity, complaining voices, cynical perspectives, and fear-driven narratives, you will inevitably grow more of the same in your life. But if you intentionally choose to plant seeds of encouragement, inspiration, and joy, your life will blossom in ways you never imagined. Start by evaluating your relationships. Are the people around you supportive of your dreams, or do they constantly sow doubt? Do they encourage you to believe in yourself, or do they undermine your faith? Surrounding yourself with positivity often means making tough choices about who you allow into your inner circle. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life entirely, but it does mean setting boundaries to protect your energy and focus. Seek out relationships that uplift you. Spend time with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of your worth. These are the people who will celebrate your victories and encourage you during your setbacks. Their positive energy will amplify your own, creating a ripple effect that extends into every area of your life. Your environment isn't just about people, it's also about the content you consume. What are you feeding your mind? Are you filling it with stories of hope, success, and faith? Or are you consuming content that fuels fear and doubt? Choose books, podcasts, and videos that inspire and motivate you. Fill your home with reminders of your goals and dreams, affirmations, vision boards, or scripture verses that reinforce your faith. Consider the power of music and words. Music has a unique ability to lift your spirit and shift your energy. Create a playlist of songs that make you feel empowered and joyful. Likewise, speak positive words over your life. The Bible tells us death and life are in the power of the tongue. Your words have creative power, so use them to declare your faith and gratitude. Creating a positive environment also means managing your internal dialogue. The thoughts you entertain are just as important as the voices around you. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Are they rooted in faith, or are they tainted by fear? When negative thoughts arise, don't dwell on them. Replace them with affirmations of truth and encouragement. Remind yourself of God's promises and your inherent worth. Practicing gratitude is one of the most effective ways to cultivate positivity. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. It rewires your brain to see opportunities instead of obstacles and blessings instead of burdens. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small. What matters is the act of acknowledging them. Over time, this practice will transform your perspective and attract more of what you're grateful for. Another powerful tool is visualization. Take time each day to visualize yourself living the life you desire. See it vividly in your mind's eye and feel the emotions associated with it. This not only reinforces your belief but also creates a positive energy that draws your dreams closer to reality. Visualization, combined with gratitude, is a potent way to surround yourself with positivity, even when external circumstances feel challenging. Don't underestimate the importance of physical surroundings either. Your physical environment can have a significant impact on your mental and emotional state. Create a space that feels peaceful and uplifting. Keep it clean and organized, and add touches that inspire you: a piece of art, a favorite quote, or a candle that reminds you to stay grounded. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on what empowers you instead of what drains you. It's about building a life that supports your faith and helps you stay aligned with your goals, even in the face of adversity. Imagine the transformation that happens when you intentionally surround yourself with positivity. Your mind becomes a sanctuary of hope and possibility. Your heart becomes a reservoir of gratitude and joy, and your life begins to reflect the abundance that was always meant to be yours. As you cultivate this environment of positivity, you'll notice a shift in the way you experience the world. Opportunities will appear where you once saw obstacles. Relationships will deepen as you attract people who share your values and vision. And most importantly, your faith will grow stronger, giving you the courage to pursue your dreams with unwavering confidence. Surrounding yourself with positivity is not just a strategy, it's a lifestyle. It's a commitment to protect your energy, nurture your spirit, and align yourself with the divine flow of abundance. As you embrace this way of living, you'll find that the blessings you've been seeking come to you effortlessly, as if they were always meant to be, because they were. As we've journeyed through the truths of aligning your faith, actions, and environment with your divine blessings, one thing becomes abundantly clear: what you seek is already yours. The universe is not withholding from you. God is not delaying His promises. The abundance, joy, and peace you desire are already written into the fabric of your existence. All that remains is for you to step into the fullness of that truth. Let go of the need to control every detail. Trust in the unseen, and live with gratitude as though your blessings have already arrived. Align your actions with faith, and surround yourself with the voices, environments, and thoughts that amplify positivity and strengthen your spirit. The moment you stop striving and start trusting, you will begin to see how effortlessly life unfolds. Remember, God's timing is perfect. His ways are higher than ours, and His plans are always greater than we can imagine. Your role is not to force things to happen, but to prepare your heart and mind to receive what has already been promised. Faith is not about striving, it's about resting in the assurance that you are already blessed. So, my friend, take these truths to heart. Walk in faith, not in fear. Speak gratitude into every corner of your life. And most importantly, Trust that the God who created the universe has already equipped you with everything you need to manifest the life you desire. If this message has resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Let us know in the comments which part of this journey spoke to your heart the most. Stay inspired, stay faithful, and remember, it's already yours. Thank you for watching, and until next time, walk boldly in your blessings.